You remember this, right? The massive, winding lines for a new iPhone. People camping out for days, news crews everywhere. I mean, it was a full-blown cultural event. But now, launch day looks a lot quieter. So what happened? Where did everybody go?
And that's the big mystery we're going to unravel today. Did the iPhone just lose its magic? Did the hype finally die down? Or is there something else going on? Something a lot more strategic? Let's dig in.
So to solve this thing, we've got to follow the people. And that starts with the most obvious question of all. Where on earth did the lines go?
Well, here's your answer. The line didn't just fade away by accident. And it definitely wasn't a sign of failure. Nope. This was a deliberate, calculated, strategic move by Apple itself. And here's exactly how they pulled it off.
Okay, so the very first piece of the puzzle was Apple deciding to move the entire spectacle from the sidewalk to the web. As the whole world shifted to digital, you better believe Apple's strategy did too.
I mean, let's be real. We basically live on our phones. We shop on them too. With mobile now driving well over half of all e-commerce, the idea of standing in a physical line for hours feels kind of ancient, right? Apple didn't just see this coming, they built their entire launch strategy around it.
They created a whole new playbook, one designed specifically to make the physical line obsolete. That frantic rush to be first, it now happens online during pre-orders. If you still want that in-store experience, you book an appointment, no waiting. Or, for most of us, the phone just shows up at your door on launch day. It's incredibly, ruthlessly efficient.
So all that energy, that crazy desire to be first, it hasn't gone anywhere. It's just been redirected into millions of us, probably on our pajamas, hitting refresh on a web page at 5 a.m. The line isn't gone, it's just invisible now.
But here's the thing. Moving the line online was only step one. Apple also had to completely re-engineer the hype machine itself to work in a digital world.
Just look at this shift. A decade ago, tech journalists and YouTubers had to stand in line with everybody else. It was the only way to be first. Today, standing in that line would guarantee they'd be the last to post. And the reason for that is something called the embargo system. Apple now gives all the top reviewers the new iPhone a full week early. But there's a catch. They all have to publish their videos and articles at the exact same time. This creates this massive, coordinated tidal wave of media. So for a reviewer, lining up now isn't just unnecessary, it's career suicide. You're already late.
You know, this whole shift in how hype works really points to a deeper change, a change in our relationship with the iPhone itself. It just isn't the same kind of product it was way back in 2007.
First off, let's get one thing straight. Apple hasn't lost its cool, not even close. Its brand is valued at over $500 billion, making it the most valuable on the entire planet. The prestige is absolutely still there, but what that prestige means has totally changed.
Think about it like this. The very first iPhone felt like a magic trick pulled out of a hat. Today, it's an essential utility, like your car or your refrigerator. You don't camp out for a new microwave, right? The feeling has shifted from, wow, I have to have that, to, okay, it's time, I need the new one.
So, if the game isn't about that big launch day spectacle anymore, what is Apple's new winning formula? Where are they putting all that energy now?
This really breaks it down. It's like a tale of two apples. The Steve Jobs era was all about revolution, blowing up entire industries with that famous one more thing. The Tim Cook era, it's all about evolution, methodically building an unbeatable ecosystem and then figuring out how to make money from it. And is this new strategy working? Yeah. Apple's services division, that's the App Store, iCloud, Apple Music, all that stuff, now rakes in over $85 billion a year. To put that in perspective, that division, all by itself, would be a Fortune 100 company.
But the real proof? It's loyalty. Once you're an iPhone user, you almost never leave. That ecosystem, the blue bubbles in iMessage, your photos syncing to iCloud, your Apple Music playlists, it makes switching platforms really, really hard. So the launches might be quieter, but Apple's grip on its customers is tighter than ever before.
Okay, but I know what you might be thinking. What about the competition? I always hear that Samsung sells more phones. And you know what? A lot of the time, that's true. But looking at the total number of phones sold doesn't even begin to tell the whole story.
If you're just counting units, yeah, Samsung often grabs that top spot. They sell a massive range of phones at every single price point. Apple is a strong second for sure, but they're just not playing the same game.
Because, and this is the key, selling the most phones and making the most money are two very, very different things.
And this is where Apple's strategy is just genius. See, in the only part of the market that Apple actually seems to care about, the premium market for phones over $600, they don't just compete, they completely dominate. Apple captures over 70% of all the profits in the space. They aren't trying to win the volume game, they're winning the value game, hands down.
So let's put all the pieces together. The verdict is in. The line vanished because Apple's logistics got scary good. The hype is now a perfectly controlled media event, and the whole strategy pivoted from magical revolution to unbeatable ecosystem. The result? Yeah, quieter launches, but way deeper customer loyalty and just massive, massive profits.
This quote really says it all. The lines didn't go away because people stopped buying iPhones. They went away because buying one became seamless and efficient. It's the ultimate sign of a company maturing from a chaotic, exciting startup into a global, operational powerhouse.
So no, the iPhone line didn't die. It just evolved. It moved from the sidewalk right onto your screen. And it really makes you wonder, what's the next huge cultural experience that's about to become so efficient that it just disappears? Something to think about.